All right, welcome to Conviction Talk, episode 1. This is going to be a series I'm starting literally just as a young 25-year-old man who has been through a lot of things in my life. I've been through things that people shouldn't see ever. I've been through a lot of things that people who are 40, 50 years old haven't seen at a young age. And throughout my years, I have learned the hard way, and I've learned a lot of lessons, a lot of trials and tribulations in my life. So I'm going to use this series as just a spit game, just to give you guys some of the wisdom I've been carrying and I've been wanting to share with the world, because I truly feel like I can help a lot of people with their mindset. I'm an online fitness coach. I help people transform their bodies, but I also transform so many of my clients' mindsets, because that's where it all starts. It all starts with your mindset, and everybody likes to throw around the word discipline. Discipline, discipline, you got to be disciplined. But the thing is about discipline is it feels so hard for a lot of people. And if discipline feels hard for you and you feel like it doesn't feel hard for other men, like men you aspire to be, like an NFL player or basketball players or a boxer, whatever it may be, the discipline is just as hard to them. It's the same difficulty level for everybody, because the definition of discipline is doing something that you don't want to do, but you do it anyway, right? And if you think that you're gonna you're just gonna have all this motivation and that's what's gonna keep you going. If you think LeBron James has motivation every day to wake up and go dribble that ball and shoot it into a hoop, you are out of your mind. You are out of your mind. And he's been doing this for how long? Take any role model, any great man that has accomplished anything. They didn't have motivation every day. Neither will you, and neither do I. Guess what it comes down to? Discipline. You are going to have to develop a disciplined mindset. And if you don't, I promise you, yeah, you might be able to, get in shape for a little bit. You might be able to lose 20 pounds, but then the question is, how long until I gain it back? You might be able to do good your first year of college. What happens for the next 3, 4, 6, right? You might be able to get a raise, and then you get to be promoted to the manager, right? The first week is good. What happens when week 2 shows up, week 3? If you cannot stay disciplined and have a disciplined mentality, eventually it's going to catch up to you. And this is why so many people fall off track. I have coached probably over 50 people in my first year of coaching, right? I've gotten a lot of transformations, but with that being said, I have seen a lot of people give up on themselves. It's crazy. They just quit on themselves. They thought that the motivation would last. They were so motivated when we jumped on a call and they signed, and now they're ready to go, and they're buying the protein powder, they're getting in the gym, they're even sending me the memes and the quotes. Everybody in the gym does that. As soon as they get into the gym, they send you about 38 reels every day, right? But then what happens after week 3, week 4, when going to the gym starts getting harder and following the meal plan starts getting harder, and they realize, wait a second, this is the lifestyle I'm showing up to. This isn't just like I'm going to show up for a week, 3 weeks, and get the results I want. No, this is a lifestyle. And in the lifestyle that you actually want for yourself, you are going to have discipline, period, especially if you want to be the best at something. Anybody that you see or know had to stay disciplined every day in order to achieve it and then be the best at it. Motivation's going to fade. Motivation is a feeling. It's here and there. Emotions literally last like 30 to 90 seconds. unless you keep thinking of them. But eventually they will fade by default. So what are you gonna do when the motivation fades? And I see it all the time, dude. Like all these men. And I was there. Trust me, I was there years ago. I used to want to the reason I got in shape was because of a woman. It's because of my ex in high school. She literally wanted men who were tall, six-pack, facial hair. I can't change my height, didn't have facial hair. So I was like, if I get a six-pack, maybe she'll stop cheating on me. That was not the case. And guess what? I started making the progress of the hopes like, yeah, she'll stay. But guess what happened? When I realized that wasn't the case, I lost motivation. Guess what happened? I gained it all back. And then I would get into a mindset of like, oh, I'm so motivated to lose the weight again. I'm gonna do it maybe for this reason or a different reason, or maybe I just want to prove people wrong. Right? Maybe that's where you're at. You want to prove somebody wrong. And you start and you're like, yeah, I'm super motivated. They see me every day on campus or at work, or maybe it's your family, right? But then after a couple weeks, when you realize like they don't even care about you like they thought, they're not even focused on your journey like you thought they were. Motivation disappears, bro. Guess what it comes down to now? Discipline. And it's in that moment, if you do not have the discipline, you're either going to stop or you can develop the discipline and realize discipline is a yes or no answer. Simple as that. Oh, I don't want to do the cardio today. But you know what? The version of me that has a six-pack, that's in shape for his future wife and kids, he'll do it. The strongest version of myself, he'll do it. He doesn't care how it feels. He doesn't allow emotions to dictate where his future is going to go and what he's going to do in the moment. If you're a man, that's not what we do. That's for women. Women act on emotions. We are men. We cannot do that. Do you understand? Think about how every time a man has acted on emotions, where has it gotten them? Prison, dead, murdered. Every time. My dad was in prison for a long time, probably most of his life actually, right? That played a huge impact on my childhood. But guess what he told me? A lot of the men are in there. Guess what the main reason they're in there for? A woman. And it's all because they acted on emotion. Think about it. Any guys that you see with a huge ego, a lot of pride, guess where that comes from? Emotion. They act on emotion. If anybody challenges them or disagrees with them, what happens? Their emotions are being attacked. It provokes more emotion. And then when they act on it, they make 9 times out of 10 the wrong decision, because there could have been a better decision logically that they know they could have made, but they didn't make it. So when you're in this position, you don't have a choice. If you want to be the best version of yourself, the guy with the nice car, the nice body, the beautiful wife, right? A traditional wife with a beautiful family, and you're the leader, and you're becoming a godly man, guess what? God calls us men to lead. We cannot act off of emotion. If you want to be a lower version of yourself, or you want to go, settle for working at 7-Eleven, having like a mid to ugly wife who doesn't respect you because you don't even respect yourself, and you want your kids to not even listen to you as a father, and you want the bare minimal, go ahead, bro. That's your life. Act on emotion. See where it gets you. But if you want the best out of your life, understand, it's always going to be logical. That's the decisions you're going to have to make as a man. Disciplined decisions. A disciplined lifestyle. And you can't sit here and tell me that you don't have it. There's a little bit of it inside of you, even if you think there's not. Because do you still show up for your job every day? Oh, well, I have to, bro. I don't have a choice. No, you do. You do have a choice. You absolutely have a choice. You don't have to make money. You don't have to go into work. You could just call a boss man and say, hey, man, I'm not making it. But you know the consequence. You'll get fired. So when it comes to getting in shape, what is the consequence? Right? Because maybe you don't see a consequence on the outside. Oh, I could eat the ice cream, no one's watching. Bro, the people who see you are watching. You can sit there and act disciplined in front of your girl, but when she sees a gut protruding out of your shirt, you can't fake that. You can't hide that, bro. She knows you're not disciplined. She knows you could be more disciplined. And think about that for a second. If you were her, and that's how your man showed up, what would you do, bro? How secure would you be? When it comes to being a man, discipline's really, your word is all you have. And being disciplined allows you to show up to your word. I'll be there on time. Guess what? You think that's an emotional choice or a discipline choice? I'm going to pay the rent this month. I got it. Emotional choice or discipline choice? So understand, bro, when you're trying to get the body that you want, whether it's losing weight, building more muscle, getting abs for the first time ever, you cannot rely on motivation. And if you think you can, good luck. Good luck. I've tried it. So has many others, and they fail every time. This isn't a seasonal thing. Why would you even want to have a six-pack, to look the best, to have the confidence you want for a season rather than a lifetime? That doesn't even make sense. So you have to ask yourself, am I going to start acting through discipline or through emotion? Because you get to pick. You get to pick. And again, it's like, oh, but discipline probably feels easy for LeBron or for me or for anybody else. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. I got up at, what time did I get up today? I got up at 5 a.m. Or I'm sorry, no, 6 a.m. I've been working nonstop. It is literally about to strike 5 p.m. And guess what I'm doing tonight? I'm going to be editing this video at a hookah lounge, working with my roommates. We are go-getters. We are grinders. But don't get it confused. Do you think I want to do this? Nah. No. I had the same things that come up in your mind over there at that table. Plugging in the camera, doing it. I could just put it off. Do it another day. I don't really feel like it. What? What kind of mentality is that? Who does that serve? Because I'm telling you right now, it doesn't serve me. And it definitely doesn't serve you guys, the people I'm making the video for. It's not up to emotions. It can't be. You cannot let your life be led by emotions. That's how people end up shot, dead, in jail, broken up with. Think about how many guys end up beating their wives, their children, because they acted off emotions. They know better. They should know better. I should never put my hands on a woman. Guess what? The emotions rise up. They can't control their minds because they're weak. So what happens? They act on emotion. You are going to have to develop discipline in some area in your life, whether you like it or not. But as soon as you can take that discipline that you hold in that area and start applying it to every area of your life, that's when you will start growing as a person. That's when life will literally change so fast and you will succeed. I don't even know the word. But you will surpass everybody around you. Every man, you will just start leveling up so fast when you start taking that discipline and applying that mindset to all areas of your life, all aspects. You shouldn't be acting on emotion. You can't. You have to be disciplined. If you want to be somebody in life, if you want to be a good father, a good husband, a strong man, a godly man, you have to be disciplined. Discipline is not something that's ever really gonna feel easy. It's a constant, it's a daily battle. That's why in the Bible it said, pick up your cross daily. You have to. You have to. You have to choose discipline every day. And in choosing discipline every day, that's the most disciplined choice. That's what's going to lead you to the best version of yourself. This is episode 1. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. Like I said, this is going to be a big series. I'm just going to be getting on here and spitting wisdom at you guys. So if you want to upgrade your mindset and really start pushing forward and learning what you're capable of as a man, this is the best time. Hit the subscribe button, drop a comment, give me topics to talk about. This is mainly going to be fitness, mindset oriented, faith-based as well. So thank you guys for watching. Peace out.